I seek refuge in God from the outcast Satan. In the name of Allah, who is gracious, merciful. Quran topics by Tanvir Kazmi. Chapter number 15. Prophet Abraham, Ibrahim alayhis salam. Audio number 1. Al Baqarah 2, verse 124. Abraham was, to, Abraham was put to the test by his Lord through certain commands, and he fulfilled them. God said, I am appointing you an imam for the people. He said, and also my descendants. He said, my agreement does not include the transgressors. We have rendered the shrine Kaaba a focal point for the people, and a safe sanctuary. You may use Abraham's shrine as a prayer house. We commissioned Abraham and Ishmael. You shall purify my house for those who visit, those who live there, and those who bow and prostrate. Abraham prayed, my Lord, make this a peaceful land and provide its people with fruits. Provide for those who believe in God in the last day. Said, I will also provide for those who disbelieve. I will let them enjoy temporarily, then commit them to the punishment of hellfire, a miserable destiny. As Abraham raised the foundation of the shrine, together with Ishmael, they prayed, our Lord, accept this from you. Accept this from us. You are the hearer, all knowing. Our Lord, make us submitters to you, and from our descendants let there be a community of submitters to you. Teach us the rights of religion and redeem us. You are the Redeemer, most merciful. Our Lord, raise among them messengers to recite to them your revelations. Teach them the book and the wisdom, and purify them. You are the Almighty, most wise. Who would say forsake? Who would forsake the religion of Abraham except one who fooled his own self? We have chosen him in this world, and in the hereafter he will be with the righteous. Al Baqarah 2, verse 258. Have you noted the one who argued with Abraham about his Lord, though Allah has given him kingship? Ibrahim said, my Lord, grant life and death. He said, I grant life and death. Abraham said, God brings the sun from the east. Can you bring it from the west? The disbeliever was trumped. Allah does not guide the wicked. Abraham said, my Lord, show me how you revive the dead. He said, do you not believe? He said, yes, but I wish to reassure my heart. He said, take four birds, study their marks, place a piece of each bird on top of a hill, then call them to you. They will come to you in a hurry. You should know that Allah is Almighty, most wise. Al Imran 3, verse 95. Say, God has proclaimed the truth. You shall follow Abraham's religions, monotheism. He never was an he never was an idolater. The most important shrine established for the people is the one in Makkah, the blessed beacon for all the people. In it are clear signs, the station of Abraham. Anyone who enters it shall be granted safe passage. The people owe it to the God that they shall observe Hajj to this shrine when they can afford it. As for those who disbelieve, Allah does not need anyone. Al An'am 674. Ibrahim said to his father Azar, how could you worship statues as gods? I see that you and your people have gone far astray. We showed Abraham the marvels of the skies and the earth and blessed him with certainty. When the night fell, he saw a shining planet. Maybe this is my Lord, he said. When it disappeared, he said, I do not like gods that disappear. When he saw the moon rising, he said, maybe this is my Lord. When it disappeared, he said, unless my Lord guides me, I will be with the strayers. When he saw the sun rising, he said, this must be my Lord. This is the biggest. But when it set, he said, O my people, I denounce your idolatry. I have devoted myself absolutely to the one who initiated the skies and the earth. I will never be an idol worshipper. His people argued with him. He said, do you argue with me about God after he has guided me? I have no fear of the idols you set up. Nothing can happen to me unless my Lord wills it. My Lord's knowledge encompasses all things. Would you not take heed? Why should I fear your idols? It is you who should be afraid. since you worship instead of God idols that are utterly powerless to help you. Which side is more deserving of security? If you know, those who believe and do not pollute their belief with idol worship, we deserve have deserved the perfect security and they are truly guided. Such was our argument with which we supported Abraham against his people. We exalted, we exalt whomever we will to higher ranks. Your Lord is most wise, all knowing, and we granted him Isaac and Jacob and guide both of them. Similarly, we guided Noah before that, and from his descendant David, Solomon, Job, Joseph, Moses, and Aaron, we thus reward the righteous. Al Tawbah 9, verse 113. Neither the prophet nor those who believe shall ask forgiveness for the idol worshippers, even they were their nearest of kin. Once they realize that they are destined for hellfire, the only reason Abraham asked forgiveness for his father was that he had promised him to do so. But as soon as he realized that he was an enemy of God, he disowned him. Abraham was extremely kind, clement. Hud 11, verse 69. Whenever messengers went to Abraham with good news, they said, Peace. He said, Peace, and soon brought a roasted calf. When he saw that their hands did not touch it, he became suspicious and fearful of them. They said, Do not be afraid. We are being dispatched to the people of Lot. His wife was standing, and she laughed when we gave her the good news about Isaac, and after Isaac, Jacob, Yaqub alayhi salam. She said, Woe to me, how could I bear a child at my age? And here is my husband, an old man. This is really strange. They said, Do you find it strange for the God has bestowed his mercy and blessing upon you, O inhabitants of the shrine? He is praiseworthy, glorious. When Abraham's fear subsided and the good news was delivered to him, he proceeded to argue with us on behalf of Lord's people. Indeed, Abraham was clement, extremely kind and obedient. O Abraham, refrain from this. Your Lord's judgment has been issued. They have incurred an avoidable punishment. Ibrahim 14, verse 35. Abraham said, My Lord, make this a peaceful land and protect me and my children from worshipping idols. My Lord, they have misled so many people. As for those who follow me, they belong with me. As for those who disobey me, you are forgiver, most merciful. Our Lord, I have settled part of my family in this plantless valley at your sacred house. Our Lord, they are to observe prayers, so let them throng of the people converge upon them and provide for them all kinds of fruits, that they may be appreciative. Our Lord, you know whatever we conceal, hide, and whatever you declare, nothing is hidden from God on earth, nor in the heavens. Praise be to Allah for granting me, despite my old age, Ishmael and Isaac. My Lord answers the prayers. My Lord, make me one who consistently observe prayers, and also my children. Our Lord, please answer my prayers. My Lord, forgive me and my parents and the believers on the day when the reckoning take place. Al-Hijr 15, verse 51. Inform them about Abraham's guest. When they entered his quarters, they said, Peace, Salaam alaikum. He said, We are apprehensive about you. They said, Do not be apprehensive. We have good news for you, an anointed son. He said, How can you give me such good news when I am so old? Do you still give me this good news? They said, The good news we give you is true. Do not despair. He said, None despair of his Lord's mercy except the strayers. He said, What is your mission, O messengers? They said, We are being dispatched to guilty people. As for Lord's family, we will save them all, but not his wife. She is destined to be with the dooms punished. Al Nahl 16, verse 120. Abraham was indeed an exemplary vanguard in his submissions to God, a monotheist who never worshipped idols because he was appreciative of his Lord's blessing. He chose He chose him and guided him in a straight path. We granted him happiness in this life, and in the hereafter he will be with the righteous. Then we inspired you to follow the religion of Abraham, the monotheist. He never was an idol worshipper. Maryam 19 verse 41. Mentioned the book Abraham, he was a saint, a prophet. He said to his father, O my father, why do you worship what can neither hear nor see, nor help you in any way? O my father, I have received certain knowledge that you did not receive. Follow me, and I will guide you in a straight path. O my father, do not worship the devil. The devil has rebelled against the most merciful, gracious. O our father, I fear lest you incur punishment from the most gracious, then become an ally of the devil. He said, have you forsaken my gods, O Abraham? Unless you stop, I will stone you. Leave me alone. He said, peace be upon you. I will implore my Lord to forgive you. He has been most kind to me. I will abandon you and the gods you worship beside Allah. I will worship only my Lord by imploring my Lord alone. I cannot go wrong. Because he abandoned them and the gods they worshipped beside Allah, we granted him Isaac and Jacob, and we made each of them a prophet. We showered them with our mercy, and we granted them an honorable position in history before that. We granted Abraham his guidance and understanding, for we were fully aware of him. He said to his father and his people, what are these statues to which you are devoted yourselves? They said, we found our parents worshipping them. He said, indeed, you and your parents have gone totally astray. They said, are you telling us the truth or are you playing? He said, your only Lord is the Lord of the skies and earth, who created them. This is the testimony to which I bear witness. I swear by God, I have a plan to deal with your statues as soon as you leave. He broke them into pieces, except for a big one, that they may refer to it. They said, whoever did this to our gods is really a transgressor. They said, we heard a youth there threatening them. He is called Abraham. They said, bring him before the eyes of all people, that they may bear witness. They said, did you do this to our gods, Abraham? He said, it is that big one who did it. Go ask them if they can speak. They were taken aback and said to themselves, indeed, you are the ones who have been transgressing. Yet they reverted to their old ideas. You know full well that these cannot speak. He said, do you then worship beside God which possesses no power to benefit or harm you? You have incurred shame by worshipping idol beside God. Do you not understand? They said, burn him and support your gods if this is what you decide to do. We said, O fire, be cool and safe for Abraham. Thus they schemed against him, but we made them the losers. We saved him and we saved Lot to the land that we blessed for all the people. And we granted him Isaac and Jacob, as a gift, and we made them both righteous. We made them imams who guided in accordance with our commandments, and we taught them how to work righteousness and how to observe prayers and give charity. To us they were devoted worshippers.